Hi everyone and welcome to the Cloud Learning course. So straight to the point, this course is designed to learn cloud engineering in a practical and more real world way. So instead of learning cloud concepts through separate examples and isolated examples or small demos, we will use a single application called CloudMart, and we eventually gradually evolve it throughout the entire learning journey. So CloudMart is basically a realistic e-commerce and order management application. So our goal is to take this application from a simple local deployment all the way to a production grade cloud native platform while learning cloud concepts step by step. So what makes this course different? The unique aspect of this course is that we do not learn cloud services separately and then try to recollect it and then reconnect them later. So instead, we start with a real application, build and deploy it locally, then move it into the cloud. So learn every cloud concept by implementing it directly on the same application. So every cloud service, architectural pattern, automation technique, and operational practices will all be introduced when it naturally becomes relevant to the application evolution. So this approach helps us to it helps to get a deeper understanding on how cloud technologies work together in real world environments. So what is CloudMart? So like about this CloudMart, throughout this course, we will use a single application called CloudMart. So CloudMart first starts as a simple application. It's a multi-tier application, but phase by phase, it evolves into a matured production grade application that resembles what we see or what we find in the real enterprise world application environments. So if you look at the roadmap here on this page, you will see all the phases and the detailed activities planned for each phase. So you have all the explanation, what we are going to explore, learn, implement on each phase in that page. You can get those details. So what we will learn? So to begin with, we actually begin with local development. So application architecture, we learn databases, we try to get understanding the REST API, front-end and back-end integration. So once it's all done, we gradually move into the cloud. So we try to we learn cloud development, deployment, virtual machines, networking, cloud load balancing, high availability. So when you look at these phases here, the managed databases, object storage, IAM, secrets management, distributed caching, message systems, event-driven architecture, and monitoring, and so on. So as application grows, we continue learning, looking into it more deeper, understanding CI/CD pipelines, infrastructure as code, application containerization, Kubernetes, GitOps implementation. Further, we see how we actually manage the security of the application, like security hardening, disaster recovery, cost optimization, and FinOps, how we actually governance the application and auditing we do. So by the time we complete the complete roadmap, we will have transformed CloudMart application into a production style cloud native application while learning every major cloud engineering concept along the way. So from phase 1 through phase 21, so we continuously enhance the same application. So rather than creating a separate demo projects for each topic, we use CloudMart as a foundation, and then we implement new capabilities on top of it. So this allows us to understand why a cloud service is needed, what the problem it solves, how it integrates with other services, how real world systems evolve over the time. So the end result is just not just learning cloud technologies, but also understanding how complete enterprise applications are designed, deployed, operated, secured, and monitored, and even scaled. For this course, we primarily use AWS as a cloud platform. So however, the goal is not to just simply learn AWS. The goal is to learn cloud concepts. So AWS is just the environment that we will use to host and implement these topics, but many of the lessons learned throughout this journey can be applied to any other cloud environment like Azure, Google, and many other cloud providers as well. one other important thing is basically managing the cost. So we are going to implement this complete application, gradually improving phase by phase. The main thing is that we have to manage the cost that incurs while learning this or while building this application. So AWS provides promotional credits. We all know that it provides around $100 credit in our account when we create the AWS cloud account. So throughout this course, we will try to use free tier applications or free tier services wherever possible. But still there are some services like ECS, EKS, RDS, NAT gateways, some databases, and some other networking components that may incur some charges. So we'll try to carefully manage those costs and use only paid services when required. Like apart from that, so one challenge with the long-term learning project is basically cost management. So as we progress through these phases, we create a lot of cloud infrastructure and services, but at the same time, we don't want to leave those services running continuously because that consumes a lot of credits and generate a lot of cost. So at the same time, we do not want to lose the progress. So to solve this, we will introduce automation throughout the course. So after completing a phase, we gradually automate the application and infrastructure and the configurations we created. So this helps us to, destroy the services or resources that we have created, which are not needed. So it saves us some cost. And further again, next time when we are doing another phase, when we are actually working on a different phase, later sometime, it helps us to recreate those environments very quickly. So we still continue learning from where we left off. At the same time, we also manage the cost and resources by having the automation in place. Like the automation, again, depending on the phase, we will go with different kind of automations to implement, like right from shell scripting, maybe easy to use the data scripts. We use Terraform if needed, CloudFormation, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes manifest, Helm charts, GitHub workflows. So depending on the situation, we will use the right automation tool at the right stage. Like instead of using a single tool for every situation, based on the stage and the phase that we are working on, we use the right automation tool. So the ultimate objective is to actually build a complete production style cloud native application while actually learning the cloud engineering in a very structured and a practical manner. So if you look at this, basically by the end of this journey, we will not just understand the cloud services, but also know how to design the systems, we build the applications, how to deploy infrastructure, how to automate the environments, how to secure the platforms, monitoring the systems, scale the workloads, recover from failures, and optimize costs. So most importantly, like it is that we understand how all these pieces work together in real world environments. So without any further delay, we will dive into the application. Welcome to the CloudMart, an innovative way to learn cloud engineering. Thank you for joining. See you in the next videos.